Hi everyone, so happy to be here with you. This is Lisa Espinosa, spiritual career coach, author, and host of the podcast Soul Studio for Your Career. Normally we do these at 10, but today for different reasons I had to do it at this time. I'm so excited to be with all of you here, those of you who are here live and those of you who will watch the transmission at a later time. So it's been a while since I've done the Facebook Live. The one in January was at the beginning of the month, so it feels like so much has happened. And that transmission in January was all about 2020, right? The energy of 2020, the energy of quantum leaps, right? Taking these quantum leaps in your career, right? So that you can share more of your soul's medicine, more of your soul's gifts in a deeper, more profound way than ever before. And most importantly, in a way that blesses you and blesses others as well. So today, before we go into the teaching, let's go ahead and just set a nice sacred space for all of us here. So if you can take some nice cleansing breaths and connect with your body, connecting with your pelvis and your hips and your knees, ankles, and feet, and the earth beneath you. And I just invite everyone here to just visualize these beautiful roots of light going down your legs and out the bottoms of your feet, deep, deep into the earth. Feeling so anchored and present. And if there's anything you're holding that could distract you from being present, just set the intention of just letting it go, just laying it down. And then I invite all of us to imagine our roots connecting with each other in a way that feels still very honoring of your own space, but connecting our roots so that through this transmission, you can let go more deeply and more profoundly, and you can receive in a much more abundant way. That is the beauty and the gift of gathering together in this way. And because energy and love really transcends time and space, it doesn't matter if we're not all here live at the same time. So please know, whenever you watch this, whether it's February 2020 or you watch it 5 years from now, all of this beautiful energy is here for you. Okay, so today's so let's continue with this just a little bit more. So breathe in the energy from the earth. I love how my soul reminds me to complete this, and let that just move up your body. And then bringing all the way to the crown of your head, let's bring the palms of our hands to our heart. And I just invite all of you to, you can say it out loud or say it in your heart. Beautiful soul, I'm ready to receive from you. So ask your soul, whatever miracles, whatever healing, whatever teaching is here for me, I'm ready to receive it. And then let's just begin. Get ready to begin. Hey Lorenza, I see you watching. Hi. So today's teaching is really a little bonus to the podcast episode that's gonna be released next Monday, and that's called Stepping into Your Soul's Spotlight. And this is so important, and I share in that podcast episode that the way this came about for me is as I was meditating and as I was helping my clients to meditate and connect with their soul, their higher self, I often would see this like beam of light just like just kind of over them. It looked like they were in a spotlight, except that it was this sacred divine spotlight. There was something very mystical and magical about the light that was hovering over them. And as I kept being curious and kept seeing it and kept refining my understanding of it and connecting with my soul, then what came to my mind was, my heart really was that, oh, this is a spotlight that comes from their soul, my soul as well, right? My spotlight comes from my soul. And really starting to understand like, oh, there's two different types of spotlights that we can be under. We can be under our ego's spotlight, or we can be under our soul spotlight. And the ego spotlight is basically the light of our ego shining on us that can be so harsh and judgmental and really doesn't see the full truth, right? So when we are under our ego spotlight is when those times when we tell ourselves things like, well, I'm not ready, well, who am I to share these teachings? Who would believe me or who would trust me? I don't have the right credentials or the right training, all of that. It's this really light that can keep us from moving forward, that can keep you from really being bold in your offering. And when I say bold, that doesn't mean like in people's faces and offensive. You know, the word bold, sometimes people understand it that way. What I mean when I say bold, when your soul is saying be bold, it's really be authentic, be vulnerable, be seen, be transparent, be open. It takes a lot of courage. So stepping into your soul spotlight is having the courage to say, yes, beautiful soul, I'm stepping into your spotlight. And the first thing when you're in that spotlight is that it's like a mirror so that you really fully see yourself. And yes, some of that might mean that you see yourself and you see some blind spots, right? Some areas that you've been ignoring, that you've been neglecting. And I know my focus is always career, but please remember that your soul is integrated, is whole. So your soul is interested in your whole life being in balance and understands that, for example, if your health is out of balance, that is absolutely going to affect how much you can share of your soul's medicine. So when you're in your soul spotlight, yes, it's going to bring your awareness to things that might be out of balance in your career, but it'll also bring into your awareness things that might be out of balance in other areas that might not seem career related. So that's one of the first things, right? We're under the spotlight of your soul and you see it's like a mirror. But remember, your soul is unconditionally loving. Your soul has no judgment for you. Your soul is so compassionate towards you, so delighted in you, so proud of you, that none of this is shown in a harsh way. It's been so interesting to me as I've coached my clients to, and of course they're mirroring my own stuff too, right? And to see how much baggage there is when they are connecting with their soul that they bring into this relationship. So they project all this stuff, like even if it's unconscious, well, my soul's going to judge me, my soul's going to be disappointed in me, or why would my soul talk to me right now? Look, I'm still smoking, or I'm still overeating, or I'm still in this relationship that doesn't, that I know is over, whatever it is. I'm still in this job. This is a big one too. I'm still in this job that I don't like, or I'm in between careers right now, or I know I have a book to write and I haven't finished writing it, whatever it is. So there's this projection that our soul is somehow disappointed, that our soul somehow doesn't want to help us then until we shape up, until we figure it out. Your soul is never like that. It's like your soul's always like, I'm here for you 24/7 to help you. And it's just so eager to do that. And of course, one of the first things when you come into the spotlight will be, oh, let me look at what's out of balance. And your soul will only show you what you are ready for, right? So one step at a time. So that's the first level of being in the spotlight of your soul. Then there's also the level of your soul, which is actually a bigger part of it, saying, hey, look at all this amazingness within you already. Look at all of the ways that you have evolved, that you have healed, all of your persistence and perseverance, all of your commitment, all of your courage, all of the initiations you've been through. That's more of what your soul is showing you. Like, look at how amazing you are and how much of your soul's medicine is ready to be shared now in this moment. So again, being in this spotlight, your soul is not only sharing that with you, but is also activating and magnifying your beautiful soul's gifts. So in today's meditation and inner journey, when I'm going to guide you on an inner journey to stand in your soul spotlight and activate these places and spaces within you that are ready to be shared. And if it comes into your awareness, please know that you are ready to share it. I know about this spotlight, our soul spotlight, that, and it's so interesting because I just saw the video and there's like some beams of light. I feel like the soul spotlight is over this transmission. Of course it would be, right? Is that one of the reasons people can be scared of stepping into this spotlight of your soul is that it is a vulnerable space. It is a place where you are not meant to stand there protected, meaning protected by your ego, protected by different parts of you that will have you hold back. In reality, the spotlight of your soul is the safest space for you to be in. Because when you are there, you are aligned with your soul, you have discernment, you have clarity. You are very clear about your boundaries, you're very clear about what feeds you and what doesn't. So it is the safest space for you to be in. However, for your ego, which of course our ego, there's a place for it, but our ego is also very focused on what other people will think of us, or fulfilling other people's expectations. There's all this out of balance stuff that our ego can hold. So for our ego, the idea of stepping into this divine light where nothing hides, nothing can hide in this divine light, that idea to your ego, to different parts of you, can be terrifying. Because depending on how long you've been on this journey, but it doesn't matter, I've been on this journey, and when I mean this journey, I mean consciously aware of the spiritual journey you're on. I've been in this, seems like forever, years, lifetimes, and it still scares parts of me to step more fully into the spotlight. Again, because it is a vulnerable place. It is a vulnerable state. It is a place of transparency and authenticity. I was going to share this in the podcast episode and it started getting long, so I didn't share it, so I'll share it here. And I might have shared it in another transmission before. But several years ago, I went to have like a reading. There was an intuitive woman, and I was having a reading with her. And I don't remember any details about anything except for at some point, and I think she was reading oracle cards for me or something. I don't remember. But at some point, she just looked up and looked at me, and she said, and I think she kind of like pointed at me, and she's like, "Your vulnerability is your strength." And I was like, okay. And I had my journal, I was writing like notes down of all the things she was saying, but I wrote that down, and I remember kind of looking at her puzzled, and she kind of repeated it several times, and I knew as I wrote it that that was important. At the same time, my ego and different parts of me were like, how can my vulnerability be my strength? You know, for so long I felt like I was so vulnerable, and I equated that with being weak because I felt like I was so sensitive. People would say things, and when I would get hurt so easily and would just feel other people's emotions so easily. So that felt vulnerable, and that felt like weakness to me. So to hear that my vulnerability was my strength, it was kind of like, what? But at the same time, I could feel there was a truth there for me. And so as I got home and again, I don't remember the rest of it, but that thought really awakened something in me. I know my soul was using her to speak to me. Like, wait, my vulnerability is my strength, right? And it was really, I'd been on a healing journey for a long time at that point, but it was really this momentous moment for me of starting to understand, wait, my sensitivity is a gift. My vulnerability is a gift. But what does it mean to be vulnerable if it doesn't mean weakness? And I understood, oh, okay, so this, what I'm talking about and what our soul is talking about, being vulnerable, is being in this state of like having space from all those protectors that we have up, right? All the parts of us that protect us, that we need in a lot of times, but also keep us from fully being ourselves, being authentic. So it was like, if I'm really authentic, like this is me, this is who I am, my soul is saying that is the safest place I can be in. Even though it feels like that's not true, I'm going to start to trust that. Because the truth was, I couldn't fake it. I'm just who I am. I've never been, my husband always jokes around with me and says, you're the worst poker face. Like, you're so transparent. I mean, like, really, I am. So it's not like that was working for me anyway. But it was like, if I could just start to embrace that my vulnerability is my strength, my sensitivity is my strength, that when I am tender and open and authentic, that is when I am the most powerful. It was a process, and it still is, and by no means like I've got that mastered. But the more I practice it, the more I experience it, and the more I coach my clients to practice and experience that, the more certain I am that that is true. Because think about when you're with somebody who is authentic, who vulnerably shares a story in a way, and I do say this in the podcast, and I really hope you hear the podcast because my medicine comes through in a different way through the podcast episode. I'm not talking about oversharing and burdening people, right? So if I was just here doing this Facebook Live, just telling you all my burdens and all my, just like venting, that would not feel good. That would be a very different, that's not the vulnerability I'm talking about. That's oversharing that comes from a place of neediness, from a place that hasn't done their inner work, right? But I'm talking, if you're committed to your healing journey, if you're committed to connecting with your soul and higher self every day throughout the day, it's okay if you don't like it. It's okay if you forget a couple of times. That's fine. I don't always like it. I resist it all the time. But if you have that commitment, then your soul, when you're aligned, your soul will guide you to share in an authentic way. And that is compelling. You know that when you're with somebody who's authentic, who shares from this heartfelt place, not from a burdened place, not from a take care of me, look at me, I've got all these wounds, take care of me, not from that place, but from this place of these are my feelings, this is who I am, these are my fears, and I'm doing it anyway. And I'm sharing this with you to make your journey in some way easier, more efficient, more clear, more focused. That is so attractive, so compelling, such a magnet. And as an aside, that is what divine feminine leadership is about. It is magnetic. And that magnetism comes not from being perfect. Of course, we are all perfect, but not from like, I have it all figured out. I never get scared. I never get nervous. Look at me. But from this place of like, this really scares me, but I'm doing it. You know, when I did the Soul Summit a few weeks ago, I shared there, I was terrified a few days before it happened. I was kind of like, why did I call this a summit? That was craziness. And all this, my brain, my ego was just going on very, 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 very loud. You know, I processed it. I worked with my coach. I used all my tools so that in that moment when I shared it at the Soul Summit, it wasn't coming from this wounded place where I was burdening people, right? It was from this place of like, hey, yeah, it scared me to say yes to this. And I was afraid that I was going to disappoint people, that it wasn't going to be big enough to be called a summit. And I did it because my soul and really the Divine Mother was start small, share it. This will grow. This will be a movement. So I shared all this with everyone. That was my vulnerability, my authentic self sharing. That is what's magnetic and attractive, and what when you step into your soul spotlight, what your soul is guiding you to do. It is not a place where you can hide. And it is absolutely a practice. So I want to encourage you, you know, as we do this inner journey, as you go through your day, to keep getting very familiar with your soul spotlight. What does it feel like to you? Right? So right now when we do this inner journey, some of that will come through to you. And I would love to hear, you know, and when you watch this in the comments for the Facebook Live, if you want to share just some of the insights that came to you. It's always helpful to hear those, and it can be helpful to share those as well. All right, and after the inner journey, I'll share some invitations to some exciting things that are happening. Okay, so wherever you are, just take some nice breaths. And we already grounded at the beginning of this transmission, but just do a quick, you know, connecting with your body, connecting with the earth, connecting with those roots. Remember that this is recorded so you can watch this over and over and over again and get more and more healing and clarity from this transmission. And I just invite you to go ahead and bring the palms of your hands over your heart center. And just close your eyes. Taking some nice deep breaths. And with your eyes closed, I invite you to see that beautiful golden path that we've been exploring, connecting with. This golden path that represents 2020, that represents your career evolution in this year. And as you look at this golden path in front of you, see a beautiful stage, a platform. Whatever it is to you, it might look like a stage on Broadway, or it might look like a grove of trees, whatever it looks like for you. It might look like a temple in Greece, but there is something in front of you that looks like a platform, a stage. And then notice that next to you, your beautiful soul is standing next to you, your higher self, holding your hand. And you're looking at this platform, this stage. And as you look at it, this spotlight, this beam suddenly appears like on this stage, on this platform. Notice that that spotlight is this beautiful golden divine energy. It is simultaneously so bright, but at the same time so gentle, so that you know when you look at it that it's not going to blind you, it's not going to hurt you in any way. It is this beautiful nurturing light. And as your soul, your higher self, holds your hand, you hear your soul asking you, are you ready? Are you willing? Do you trust me? Are you willing to stand under this spotlight? And check in your heart, and if you are willing, even if you have fear, it's okay to say, I have parts that are afraid, but I am willing, I am ready. Or maybe you have no parts that are afraid. You're like, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for this for a long time. So just go ahead in your heart, say, yes, I am willing, yes, I am ready. And just hold your soul's hand and walk towards the spotlight. And if you are not, if as you ask this question, you're like, I'm not ready, pause. Just pause this transmission and spend time with your soul. And when you feel ready, because you will, if your soul is inviting you to the spotlight, please know you are ready. Come back and finish this transmission. But for now, for those of you who feel like, yes, I am ready, see your beautiful soul holding your hand, walking you towards this platform, this stage. Almost like you're going up to receive your Oscar, right? And like you move up and your soul puts you here gently. You're on this beautiful platform, this beautiful stage, and feel this golden spotlight over you that encompasses your whole body. And feel so nurtured there. Just allow yourself to stand under this spotlight. Allow yourself to feel nurtured and fed by this light. And in this inner journey, you open your eyes and see this light. See how beautiful it is, how glittery and shimmery it is. You're aware that as the spotlight touches you, there are parts of you that are getting healed. There are parts of you that are congested, that are getting opened. You notice that there are soul's gifts that are getting activated, and this is happening beyond your logical understanding. You don't need to understand intellectually how this is happening. And then as you look out into the audience, right? You look out, you notice that when you are in your soul spotlight, you actually can see more clearly. Unlike a physical spotlight, where sometimes when you're under the harsh spotlight in the earth realm, it's hard to look out. It's so bright, it's hot. But this, your soul spotlight, is not like that at all. It is beautiful. It is life-giving. It is nurturing. It is honoring. It is so safe. And as you look out through this soul spotlight into the world, you see all of this love, all of this light. And you are aware as you look out that you're looking out into all of the light of those people, those animals, those plants, those crystals, all of those living beings that you are here to help and support. So just look. You don't need to see details right now, although you might. But you're looking and it's this mass of lights out there, and you're aware like, oh my gosh, those are all the people, all of the animals, all of the living beings that are to benefit from me sharing my soul's medicine through my career. And just send your love and gratitude to them, even if you don't know who they are yet, that's okay. And see how they are sending back to you their love and gratitude as well. So in this space, in your soul spotlight, you realize that it is way easier for you to hear your soul's wisdom in this spotlight. So in this moment, asking your soul, beautiful soul, what do you want me to accomplish in my career, for my career, whether you're in a career right now or in between careers, but what is one step or one thing you want me to create or finish, right? From now until next Facebook Live, let's say, right? So from now until March 23rd, I think it is. So like a month. This month, what is the one thing you want me to nurture, to focus on, to create, to finish, to complete for my career? And just receive your soul's guidance, receive it in your heart, whatever it is. Remember, your soul would never ask you to do something that is impossible. Your soul knows exactly what you can do and will provide all the support you need for it. Receive it in your heart, receive it in the spotlight, and see yourself walking through the whole month in this spotlight. And if you ever catch yourself out of it, if you realize, oh my gosh, I'm in my ego spotlight, I'm feeling judged, I'm feeling like lost and confused and all of these things, just realize, oh wait, I'm in my ego spotlight. Let me go back to my soul spotlight, right? So receive this guidance in your heart. Thank your beautiful, beautiful soul. Thank this beautiful spotlight that is going to stay with you. Bless your golden path. And with deep gratitude, we bring the palms of our hands together. Bow to your soul. See your beautiful soul bowing to you. I bow to everyone watching this transmission. Those of you who are here live, those of you who will watch the recording later. And we bow to ourselves. And we end this inner journey with deep gratitude and a namaste. Namaste, everyone. So I'm going to burn some sage to close this inner journey. Please remember that your soul is going to continue, right, to communicate with you and to send you signs about this. And if you took the invitation, the challenge for this month, wow, there's a lot of burning, so we're clearing a lot here, of being in your soul spotlight for this month till next Facebook Live, right? And receive whatever your soul said. Okay, it's the one thing your soul wants you to make sure you nurture, you focus on, you create this month. Remember, just every day, just take a moment to be like, okay, I'm in my soul spotlight, and practice and be with it. And listen to the podcast episode that is coming out on Monday, because I go deeper into this so that you can really anchor these teachings in. So I'm going to pull just a few cards for you. So let's see. Okay, this is from the Gateway Oracle, and this is all about your soul spotlight and what you are creating this month in your career and what that is. So let's see. Beautiful. Savoring pleasure. I fully embrace bliss in my life. Look at this. It's like a bathtub with like bubbles. I love this. So we know remember, your soul knows what you need. So your soul is saying savoring pleasure. This isn't about, okay, I just committed to having a month of hustle, 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 don't take care of myself and just like work, work, work. That's not how our soul functions. If you've been following me at all in any way, and if you haven't, just go back and watch other transmissions. Remember, your soul is always about slow down to speed up, slow down to speed up, slow down to speed up. Take care of yourself. Be in that high vibration. That's what's going to make everything happen and come to you. And by the way, being in your soul's spotlight is the highest vibration you could be in. So I love this, savoring pleasure. And it doesn't have to be baths. If you're like me, that sadly I cannot take a bath because just the water pressure in my building. And find some other way for you to savor pleasure. Like I'm gonna go to an acupuncture session after this. That'll be one way I do that. And actually, so savor pleasure, and now the surrender deck. I have all these decks next to me. I'm not gonna pull from all of them, but I had them here because I never know what your souls are gonna say, but definitely a surrender card. All right. Wow, this is gonna be like an awesome month. Oh, Lorenza, you heard your magazine? Yes. And look at this, surrender to play. Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. Look at this. I love this month. We are going to skip our way to our goal. Okay, so surrender to play, savor pleasure, awesome. And let's do a final one. I'll do the soulful woman. One last message here. I want to wear what she's wearing. Can I just say? I know. Self-belief. Self-belief is the magic key that opens up a better, more inspired future for me. And look at her. I seriously want to get that top, but self-belief. Believe in yourself because your soul believes in you. Your soul trusts you. Your soul has so much. It's like your biggest cheerleader. So, all right, everyone. This is a month of savoring pleasure, surrendering to joy and play, and believing in ourselves. That is, and all of that is held in this beautiful sacred spotlight of our soul. So when we connect next Facebook Live, we're celebrating all that creation. You know, Lorenza says her magazine. I know for me, it's a special Facebook page I'm working on to share with the world. I'm so super excited. So here it is. All right, so quick invitations. If you want to work with me privately, go to my website, lisaespinosa.net, and just explore a breakthrough session. That's a time for us to talk and explore if we're a good match. I would love to talk to you and have that conversation. It could be done over phone or Skype. It's a free breakthrough session. So go to my website, lisaespinosa.net, start here, tab. Also this week at Solder World, if you're in the Chicago area, I would love to see you Thursday. That is by donation, 1 hour meditation. We chant, we do Reiki. I do Reiki on you. We chant. It's awesome. So, oh my gosh, it's one of my favorite things I'm doing right now, honestly. So I would love to see you, Solder World. This is all, by the way, on my Facebook page and website, Lisa ESP23. You can see all the events. Spring Equinox event on March 19th here in my home. I live by Midway Airport, 11 to 1. We are going to celebrate the first day of spring. Oh my gosh, totally savoring pleasure and totally like play, but really in a way that's going to like create all this abundance and manifestations in your career. And that is March 19th. Registration is open for that. I think that's $44. And then March 22nd, Virtual Soul Reiki. It's like an hour of me channeling your soul for you and sending you Reiki. I just did one yesterday. It was so amazing. Really, I'm so honored by those. And again, those are, you can do that with me wherever you are. So if you're watching this and you're not in Chicago and you're like, how can I connect more deeply? Consider the Virtual Soul Reiki. That'll be 10 to 11 Sunday, March 22nd. I think that's $33. And then of course a Facebook Live. And then I have a mini training at Relax for Life, 1 to 5:30, Sunday, March 24th. Not March 24th, Sunday, March 29th. That is going to be so awesome. Relax for Life is in Barrington, Illinois. You can get CEUs for that. You can go on their website at relaxforyou.org, I think. Just look up Relax for You. And it's a mini training, so you'll spend all these hours with me, and I will teach you a lot from my first book, Answering Your Inner Calling. And I did it once last year, and I know this year is going to be even better. It was just such a great time. I would love to see you. If you're interested in doing that, again, you can go to my Facebook page. And love all of you. Thank you for being here. Share this Facebook Live with others. I just love creating these sacred spaces for you so that you can go out this year and share more of your medicine, because we all need it. Nobody else has your soul's medicine. The world will be deprived from something really important if you hold back. All right, bye everyone. Thank you, Lorenza. Wow, self-belief. I love her top 2. I know. Can we both get? Let's say, everyone watching this, let's try to get a top like that. We can wear it at the next Facebook Live and share. All right, bye everyone. See ya.